Hello everyone, week number 5 is officially in the books in the NFL season. In today's video, final video of the day, we of course are going to be reacting to the games that were played this weekend, as we have a lot to talk about here on the channel as well. However, if you guys are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, tomorrow videos may be pre-recorded because I will be busy all day tomorrow. I'm going to try and get videos for tomorrow out today. Also, interview will be coming live later tonight out on the channel as well, so stick around for that one. We may do Chandler's today and Trent's tomorrow just because he's been super busy. We may have to switch some things around. Regardless, though, we are getting interviews out during this week as well. Thursday, we'll talk to Landon Everett, and also we will talk to Edward McLeod, the Stanford baseball commit. Friday, we'll talk to Auburn football commit Jermichael Garrett as he previews the matchup against the Toros as well. So stay tuned for those two. However, with that said, we got NFL games to react to, so let's go ahead and do that right now on the channel. Kicking us off on Thursday Night Football, we had the Bucks going into Atlanta in a thrilling overtime game. This was so much fun to watch. As you guys can hear here, I guess you would say, Baker Mayfield didn't play all that bad. He was 19 of 24, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, which is good for him. However, they didn't really utilize the rushing game. I think that's kind of what solidified the Falcons to get the win here in this one, was not utilizing the rushing game, as Rachaad White was 10 of 72, no touchdowns on the day, and led the team in rushing as well. Receiving-wise, Chris Godwin led the team in receiving yards at 64 yards and 5 receptions. Mike Evans caught 2 touchdowns at 62 yards as well with 5 receptions, and Sterling Shepard also caught a receiving touchdown on the day as well. Defensively, you did have an interception there, and then how can we forget Chase McLaughlin, the kicker, kicking 12 of those points there. Now, on to the Falcons side of things. The Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins, was 42 of 58, 509 yards and 4 touchdowns. Did have an interception thrown, but that obviously was not the case there, or didn't really affect the game, is what I'm trying to say. And Kirk Cousins threw for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think that's what it was. Bijan Robinson, 12 carries, 61 yards on the ground as well. As Drake London, Darnell Mooney caught 2 touchdowns, Drake with 1. And, of course, Kadero Hodge caught 1 touchdown on the day as well. He did kind of utilize Kyle Pitts at 7 receptions for 88 yards. But, however, the kicker, Younghoe Koo, also kicked 12 points on the day. Shout out to the kickers in this matchup. Right, starting out the day for us on Sunday, we had some early morning football action in London. We had the Jets going into Minnesota, and speaking of the Jets have just fired Robert Saleh earlier this morning. We've been told that he was literally escorted out the facility. I don't know what happened, but they mutually agreed to part ways. I guess that's kind of the thing. Aaron Rodgers signed off on it, but I don't know what happened there as New York fired Robert Saleh. I think that was a good move. Honestly, he's not that bad, or not that great of a coach. More of a coordinator, if you're asking me. However, let's talk about this game right here. Aaron Rodgers was 29 of 54, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did struggle throwing 3 interceptions. I think that's kind of what sealed that game for Aaron Rodgers there. Garrett Wilson caught a touchdown and led the team in receiving at 101 yards. Also, Allen Lazard also caught 1 touchdown on the day, as the kicker, also Greg Zuerlein, kicked 5 points there. Now, taking a look at the 5-0 Minnesota Vikings with Sam Darnold at the helm. Yes, you heard that right. 14 of 31, 179 yards, 1 interception on the day, but it did not matter as C.J. Ham caught a receiving touchdown, or rushed for a touchdown as well. Ty Chandler led the team in rushing with 30 yards on the day as well. Justin Jefferson leading the team in receiving, 92 yards on the day, and obviously Will Reitgard, the kicker, kicking 11 points. Another game where we shout out the kickers here, as they are the MVPs of their teams in this matchup, as the Vikings are now 5-0 to start the year. Alright, starting out the 12 o'clock games for you guys here. Carolina going into Chicago and getting the absolutely shit rocked out of them, if you're asking me, in my opinion. I thought we were going to win this game. I really did. I thought we had a chance to win it. Andy Dalton, with the way he's been playing, obviously that's not the case there, as Andy Dalton was 18 of 28, 136 yards, did have an interception on the day. Bryce Young came in, made a heck of a play downfield, but I think it was against the Bears' second-string defenses as well, as Chuba Hubbard rushed for the only touchdown of the day on the Carolina side of things. Now, taking a look at the Chicago Bears side of things, Caleb Williams looks to be that guy, as he was 20 of 29, 304 yards on the day, 2 touchdowns, and he was definitely the MVP of this game for the Chicago Bears. DeAndre Swift, 73 yards, 1 touchdown on the day for him. DJ Moore catching 2 touchdowns against his former team, and 105 yards on the day as well. And the kicker, Santos, kicked 6 of those points as well. Congratulations, Chicago. It looks like you found your quarterback in Caleb Williams. Moving on to the next 12 o'clock game, it is the Cleveland Browns going into Washington. I did not watch a lot of this game. It was a kind of a red zone game for me, if you're asking my opinion about it. But, hey, it is what it is, as the Commanders get the job done. Deshaun Watson is not looking his best. 15 of 28, 125 yards, 1 touchdown only on the day. That was pretty much the only highlight for the Cleveland Browns there, as Jaden Daniels looked pretty dang good. They benched him for Marcus Mariota there towards the end of the game. 14 of 25, 238 yards, 1 touchdown, did have an interception, but obviously the Browns cannot do what they do at all. Jeremy Mickles, 1 touchdown on the day. Brian Robinson Jr. also had 2 rushing touchdowns on the day as well. Daniel Brown, the receiver, had 1 touchdown on the day, and the kicker, Austin Subik, kicking 10 of those points for the Washington Commanders as they get the job done at home against the Cleveland Browns. Moving on to the next game, you of course had the New England Patriots hosting the Miami Dolphins, the Tua-less Miami Dolphins. Just now, as of recording this, Drake May has been named the new starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. Just FYI on that one. Jacoby Brissett was 18 of 34, 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Ramondre Stevenson did rush for a touchdown, had 90 yards for 12 carries, and that was really the only bright spot for the New England Patriots. Now, on the Miami Dolphins side of things, Tyler Huntley came in for Skylar Thompson, of course, 18 of 31, 194 yards, did have an interception, but they got the job done regardless. Alec Ingold caught the 1 touchdown. Jalen Wright led the team in rushing. Tyreek led the team in receiving with 70 yards for 6 carries. And then the kicker, Jason Sanders, kicked 9 points. Dolphins get a win against a very struggling New England Patriots team right now, as the Dolphins move to 2-3 on the season. Next game up is, of course, the Indianapolis Colts going into Jacksonville, and Jacksonville getting their first win of the 2024 season. Obviously, Anthony Richardson got hurt once again, so Joe Flacco is in the game. He was 33 of 44, 359 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the day as well. I think, honestly, the Jags kind of won this game lopsided, but it is what it is. They played the better game, obviously, but I think the Colts really should have won this game. You're asking me in that one as well. That's just a little bit of my thoughts on that. Trey Sermon, the running back, was 38 yards, had 1 touchdown on the day as well. Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman both catching touchdowns, and Mo Alley-Cox catching a touchdown as well, with Matt Gay kicking 10 of those 34 points too. Now, looking at the Jags side of things, T-Law, 29 of 34, not a terrible day for him, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Honestly, not a bad day. Tate Bigsby was lighting it up. 2 touchdowns, 101 yards, and 13 carries on the day. Brian Thomas, 122 yards, 1 touchdown on the day for him as well. And then the kicker, Cam Little, kicking 13 of those points as well, as the Jacksonville Jaguars finally get their first win on the year, as it took them 5 weeks to do so. Next game here on the schedule was the Buffalo Bills going into Houston. Houston getting the win there at home, and Stephon Diggs getting the win over his former team. And it looks like that Stephon Diggs is not like Josh Allen, which I'll talk about at the end here shortly. Now, Josh Allen, 9 of 30, 131 yards, 1 touchdown, was absolutely wild stat in this game, and they still scored about 20 points there. James Cook, they got the ball to him. He scored a touchdown. Keon Coleman also scored a touchdown. James Cook had 82 yards. Keon had 50 yards. on the day. And then the kicker, Tyler Bass, kicked 8 of those points. So that's where most of it came from. I believe they had a defensive touchdown as well too. But it is what it is there. Now, looking at the winning team side of things, Houston Texans were 28 of 38, or C.J. Stroud, 351 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Not a bad day for C.J. Stroud as well. Cam Akers led the team in rushing with 42 yards, 1 touchdown. Stephon Diggs led the team in receiving with 82 yards. Nico Collins catching the 1 offensive touchdown as well. And then the kicker, Fairburn, is the MVP of the team, kicking 11 points total. Again, this game was a shout out to kickers as well. Now, Josh Allen, I will give my thoughts out on this really quickly, because Josh Allen, when he went to go say after the game to Stephon Diggs, good game or whatever, Stephon Diggs looked like he was not having it at all. I don't think he likes the Bills organization anymore. That's just my opinion on that one, as the Texans get the job done against the Bills and improve their record to 4-1 on the year. Moving on to probably the game of the week, if you are asking me. It is the Bengals hosting the Baltimore Ravens, and going into overtime, this game was as well. For starters, let's take a look at the Bengals side of things, as Joe Burrow was 30 of 39, had a really good game, 392 yards, almost 400 yards passing, 5 touchdowns of the day for passing-wise for Joe Burrow, 1 interception I think the 1 interception was kind of what caused them to lose the game. That's just my opinion on that one. Chase Brown, 46 yards on the day. However, it was the receiving that got it done for the Cincinnati Bengals there, or at least kept it close. Without Jamar Chase, they wouldn't have done anything, as Jamar Chase had 2 touchdowns, 193 yards of offense. Chase Brown also had a receiving touchdown. T. Higgins caught a couple of touchdowns as well. So Joe Burrow was getting it to his playmakers, and McPherson kicked 4 of those points as well. Now, taking a look at the winning side of things in Lamar Jackson, he was 26 of 42, 348 yards, 4 touchdowns of the day, 0 interceptions. A pretty solid game from the front runner, or the defending MVP as well. There. Derrick Henry, 92 yards, 1 touchdown on the day. Charlie Cochler, I believe, caught a touchdown as well, and Rashad Bateman also caught a touchdown. And also, might I add as well, that Isaiah Likely is doing Isaiah Likely things and caught 2 touchdowns on the day as well. So, with that said, Ravens escape the Bengals and get the job done to improve their record to 3-2 on the year. Bengals fought 1-4 and are struggling right now. Moving on, you got the Raiders going into Denver. I'm not really going to talk a lot about this game because there just really isn't a whole lot to highlight. Gardner Minshew, 12 of 17, 131 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Aiden O'Connell came in, 10 for 20, 94 yards, 1 interception on the day as well. Abdullah, I believe the running back, had 1 touchdown on the day. And Brock Bowers also had a touchdown on the day. And their kicker kicked 4 points for Daniel Carlson, War Eagle, by the way, on that one. Now, for the Broncos side of things, Bo Nix wasn't that bad. 19 of 27, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. A very impressive performance from the rookie quarterback, if you're asking me. Javonte Williams, 13 carries for 61 yards. Bo Nix also caught rushed for a touchdown on the day. And then, of course, Josh Reynolds also caught 1 touchdown. And Jalen McClellan, I believe is how you say that name, caught a touchdown on the day as well, with Javonte Williams leading the team in receiving with 50 yards as well, and Will Lutz kicking 10 of those points too. So, with that said, Broncos get a much-needed win against the Las Vegas Raiders and improve to 3-2 on the year. Up next, you got the Cardinals beating the San Francisco 49ers. How about them Cardinals, baby? Let's freaking go. Kyler Murray getting the job done against Brock Purdy, as Brock Purdy was 19 of 35, 244 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He did struggle on the day, if you are asking me in particular on that one. Jordan Mason had 14 carries, 89 yards on the day, in replacement of Christian McCaffrey. Receiving-wise, Brandon Ayuk led the team in receiving at 147 yards for 8 receptions. George Kittle catching a touchdown. And then, of course, their kicker, Jake Moody, kicking 8 points. And then Wisconowski, I believe Jake Moody's hurt now. I got to go check that. 3 points on the day as well. Now, taking a look at the winning team side of things, the Arizona Cardinals getting the job done on the road. Kyler Murray, 19 of 30, 195 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception on the day. Kyler Murray rushing for a touchdown as well, with James Conner leading the way at 86 yards. Michael Wilson leading the team in receiving at 78 yards, I believe is what it says. And, of course, Elijah Higgins catching the 1 touchdown on the day as well. And then Chad Ryland, the kicker for the Cardinals, 10 of those points as well, as the Cardinals beat the San Francisco 49ers and improved their record to 2-3 on the year. The West is wide open. Up next, you got the Giants going into Seattle and beating the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know what went wrong because I didn't watch this game at all on Sunday. I don't know what happened. But let's take a look at the box score here. Starting off with Geno Smith, 28 of 40, 294 yards, 1 touchdown on the day. He also led the team in rushing with 72 yards. Kenneth Walker had 19 yards on the ground, so they obviously didn't utilize the run game a lot. However, JSN did catch a touchdown. Tyler Lockett led the team in receiving. DK only had 55 yards on the day for him as well. And then Jason Myers, I believe, kicked 8 of those points as well. Now, looking at the winning team side of things in the New York Giants, Daniel Jones, 23 of 34, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Very solid day for Daniel Jones. Tyrone Tracy led the team in rushing with under 29 yards. Darius Slayton led the team in receiving, 8 receptions, 122 yards, 1 touchdown on the day for him. And also, Wan'Dale Robinson, I believe is how you say that name, had 1 touchdown on the day as well. So the New York Giants get the job done. They are now 2-3 on the year. The NFC East and NFC West, they are both wide open so far. In the final day game of the day on Sunday, we had the Packers going into the Rams and Jordan Love's return game as well. Let's start with the Los Angeles Rams, though, as Matthew Stafford, 29 of 45, 260 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception on the day. Kyren Williams led the team in rushing, 22 carries, 102 yards, 1 touchdown on the day for him. A very solid performance out of Kyren Williams. And they can keep production up like that, they will be competitive and compete in some of these games that they have played. Demarcus Robinson caught the 1 touchdown on the day, with Jordan Whittington leading the way at 89 yards for receiving wise as well. And then Joshua Carty, I believe, only kicked 1 of those points, but I believe they had a defensive touchdown as well. Now, Jordan Love and the Packers side of things, 15 of 26, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Did kind of struggle on the day, but hey, he did what he had to do as they got the job done. Josh Jacobs, 73 yards, 1 touchdown on the day. Tucker Kraft, 2 touchdowns, 88 yards receiving, the leading receiver for the Green Bay Packers. And then Brian Newsome kicking 6 of those points for the Green Bay Packers as they get the job done in Jordan Love's return game against the Los Angeles Rams and improve their record to 3-2 on the year. Ending us off on Sunday, we had Sunday Night Football that went into Monday a little bit. I stayed up for the game. The Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Dallas Cowboys. This was a fun one to watch, man. Let's talk about it real quick. As Justin Fields was 15 of 27, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day for him. Cowboys defense did get a couple stops in there, which I was very, very proud about without Michael Parsons and Dexter Lawrence, but we'll talk about the Cowboys here in a second there. Najee Harris, 52 yards rushing for the day as well. Connor Hayward caught 1 touchdown. Pat Freiermuth also caught a touchdown. And then I believe the kicker, Chris Boswell, kicked 5 of those points for the Steelers as well. Now, looking at the Cowboys side of things, Dak Prescott played pretty good. 29 of 42, 352 yards, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Now, one of those interceptions was really not his fault, but we can't control what happens. But the 2 touchdowns is kind of what led us to the victory there. Rico Dowell got in the game a lot, having almost 90 yards and leading the team in rushing. Jalen Tolbert led the team in receiving at 87 yards, 1 touchdown on the day. Also caught the game-winning touchdown as well. And Rico Dowell also caught a receiving touchdown as well. CeeDee Lamb was 5 of 62, which honestly is not terrible because we know teams now they're going to try double team CeeDee Lamb every time. That's just the name of the game. So Dak's got to get the ball to his playmakers like Ferguson, Jalen Tolbert, Rico Dowell as well, as we have seen. And he did just that. And the Cowboys get the job done. Oh, might I add, Brandon Aubrey, MVP, getting the job done with 8 points as well. Cowboys get the job done on Sunday/Monday morning football. And, improve their record to 3-2 on the season. Go Boys. Kicking us off on Monday Night Football, we had the Saints going into Kansas City, and Mahomes just doing Mahomes thing. I mean, you couldn't stop the dude last night. From what I got to watch, you could not stop the dude at all. But Derek Carr was 18 of 28, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The 1 interception, though, was kind of iffy. Didn't really look like, obviously, he had control of the ball when he came down to it. But they called an interception, and they did that. Rashid Shaheed had one of the only touchdowns of the day. Also led the team receiving with 86 yards on the ground as well. Foster Matu also caught a touchdown for the Saints as well. Blake Grupe only had 1 point as the Chiefs get the job done. Patrick Mahomes was 28 of 39, 331 yards. Did have an interception on the day as well. Kareem Hunt also had a touchdown. Xavier Worthy had a rushing touchdown, which he handed the ball off to his mom. If you guys did see that one as well. And then, of course, Travis Kelce, 70 yards. Still not getting a whole lot of production out of him. But Juju Smith-Schuster led the way with 130 yards receiving as well. And Harrison Butker, 14 points. Without him, they would have lost this game. That's just how it is. It would have been a 13-12 game. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, as the kickers were, in fact, the MVPs this weekend. Anyway, of course, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's third and final video of the day. If you have not already, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on. We do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that said, I'm going to hop off, get this edited, so you guys can watch it on time. Have a great rest of your day. There's postseason baseball on. There's some college football on tonight as well. And, yeah, that's pretty much all that is happening in the world of sports tonight. There is some NBA preseason basketball. The Atlanta Hawks are back, which I will be definitely paying attention to tonight as well. So, with that said, again, I'm going to hop off, get this edited. Thank you all so much for watching. And, as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.